There's always something going on at your teaching center. But you're also a Reiki master.
Yes, I am.
Explain that for those who do not know what Reiki is, because they need to know.
Reiki is a technique whereby you can remove and help. You can remove energy blockages and help to facilitate healing in the body. It relaxes you. It's the most amazing thing that I've ever encountered in my life. It's energy healing, and the facilitator or the person doing the Reiki, they're being healed as they work on their client, and it brings rapid results. It also helps you to become more clairvoyant. It does so many. I can't even begin to tell you all the stuff that Reiki does. But it is a process whereby you have to be initiated into it. But we offer Reiki treatments to people. And it's done in many major hospitals. I think that Northwestern now has an alternative or integrative facility now where they also do it.
No, you're right, because I hear this, they call it integrated medicine or whatnot. We have this healthcare debate in America, and the healthcare system is eventually going to collapse at some point in Medicaid and Medicare. But it seems a natural progression that more Americans are going to seek these alternative ways of healing. Do you agree?
It's the smart thing to do. It's the smart thing to do. I got a bill from a minor procedure that was done in a matter of 45 minutes at the hospital. It's something that we're supposed to do once a year after the age of, never in your mind, but after a certain age, you're supposed to have this procedure done. And that procedure cost over $7,000.
One procedure?
One procedure that took 45 minutes. So, you know, it pays to be aware and to know alternative methods, but it also pays to study and do research on the alternative method, because everything is not good for you. Just because somebody tells you do this, and do this, that does not necessarily mean that's good for you as an individual. There are a lot of people who taunt and say you should eat raw, but everybody cannot eat raw. So what if the shoe fits you, wear it. If it don't apply, let it fly.
I'm glad you mentioned that, because, you know, people like me and you and everyone else, we all go on the internet researching this and that, alternative ways of healing, but we really need to seek a professional like yourself.
Absolutely, absolutely, because, you know, I've done extensive research into several different areas for myself. And I studied what I should eat through Ayurvedic medicine. I studied what I should do through Chinese medicine, and I've also studied what I should eat for my blood type. So I can put you in the direction that you can look for these things for yourself. Also, being a clairvoyant or spiritual advisor, I can also tell you how to what spirit sees for you and how to go about you know, to reach your ultimate goals and your ultimate health. You know, you can't enjoy the money that you want if you don't have good health. And if you don't have any money, it can ruin your health because people begin to worry, and worry takes your health down. So we want to reach that, what you call equanimity. We want to balance. There was a, if you don't mind if I tell you this little, it's a Taoist story. And there was a man, an old farmer, and he had one son, and he had one horse. And his horse ran away from him. And his neighbor found out that his horse had left, and he came over and he wanted to commiserate with him. And he said, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry that your horse ran away." So the farmer, he was very wise. He said, "What's good, what's bad?" The horse ran away. So what happened was the horse ran away, but he ran into a herd of wild horses, and he led them back to the farmer's home. And so he became very wealthy with horses. And the man down the road came and said, "Oh, I heard about your good fortune." And the man replied again, "What's good, what's bad?" So his son was trying to tame one of the horses. and he fell and he broke his leg. Here comes the neighbor again. And the neighbor says, "Oh, I'm so sorry to hear about your son's accident. What a tragedy." The man replied again, "What's good, what's bad?" So the army came through. They were drafting all the young men who were able-bodied to go and fight a war. And they couldn't take the man's son because his leg was broke. And so the man said, "What's good, what's bad?" He reached a state of equanimity. Nothing changed. No matter what, it didn't change his consciousness. And we have to learn to be like that. You know, there's a scripture in the Bible where Paul says, you know, no matter what state I find myself in that state, I'll make myself content. Because no matter what we're experiencing, it's going to pass. If it's good, this too shall pass. And if it's rough, this too shall pass. So whatever state we're in, make yourself content in it. Look for the best and deal with what's going on.
Let me ask you a question about reading. Lady Oshun, you still read people? Do you give readings? You gave me one years ago, and one day I'm going to tell people what you told me.
It's time for you to come back and get another one.
Yeah, no, and people laugh at that kind of stuff, but like, you are a spiritual advisor, and anybody think they can make the right choices on their own. Sometimes they out of their mind. You need some spiritual advice.
Absolutely. Yes, and I still give readings. And that is one of my greatest joys, when I'm able to help someone. I have had people come to me who I hadn't seen in years, but they remember a good reading that they had years ago and that had unfolded in their life, and they come back and they want another reading. Then I have people, because I have people that come regularly, and then I have people who come periodically, and then I have people who come, they find out what they need to know, it puts them in the right direction they need to go in, and I may not ever see those people again, but that's what it's about. You help people to help themselves.
Some people may not want a reading because, you know, when you did mine, you pulled out them tarot cards. and some people are spooked by that, and they also are afraid that you may say something that might frighten them.
Absolutely. Absolutely. A lot of people are afraid to hear what it can, you know, is possible. But with prophecy, if you don't like what you hear, you have the ability to change your life. You don't have to accept what I tell you. Prophecy is for two reasons. One is to bless you, and the other is to warn you. And if I tell you something that sounds frightening, that means you have the opportunity and the chance to change that occurrence so it does not happen. You should never be afraid. We live in a safe and a secure universe. And if you get a heads up about what's going to happen, then you know what direction to go in and what direction to avoid.